you've had a lot of successful campaigns. You've spoken about Rachel Yamagata. I'm friends with a woman that's running a pledge campaign right now named Erin McEwen, and I've been following, Ginger Wild Hearts campaign. So what are some of the shared characteristics of these campaigns, if there are any?
The successful ones.
Yeah. What are these folks doing that works?
They're getting feedback from the fans. They are listening very, very closely. And what Ginger Wildhearts won, I mean, Ginger's a pretty prolific guy. He made a triple album on CD, vinyl, and DVD. He even told fans, he said, buy 3 copies and sell 2 on eBay.
Yeah, I saw that in his video. Yeah.
But what was amazing was the first one sold for 150 because it's unavailable anywhere other than Pledge. But what they all got in common is just they really do care, and they want this to be part of their story. They don't just want to just drop a CD. It's not enough anymore for them. There's a restlessness to them as creative people, and that really shows. It's almost why fans love them. And what happens is, I think that through the process of many years of standardizing the consumer experience, that entire layer has been shaved off. There are artists that do it in the mainstream very well. They'll do the whole "don't buy the label" version, and it's true, it's genuine, it's who they are. But they've never really had a platform from which to be able to offer this directly. And one of the artists commented to us very directly. She said, "This is how I always wanted to speak to these people who've gotten me where I am." And I think that there's a certain humbleness to it as well. And the other thing is that they weren't ever really asking for money. They were saying, you're going to get $1 million experience here. That's all I'm going to tell you. You're going to get this. And we've seen what really works well is personalized things. Like Ben Folds 5 is offering to record your name and something about you into one of his songs, and then master the album accordingly, so you'll have one version of this album with a song part about you in it.
That's wild.
And so what you offer in one sense is as important as the way in which it gets to you. And I think that, again, how do you compete with free? How do you do that? And so what Ginger Wildheart did was, I think there was 78 Pledgers Only updates, and his manager literally followed him around, and they made a DVD of this, which was the number 7 DVD in England when it came out in the charts. Beat Robert Plant by a chart position. And all Ginger did was tell the story.
But he's super compelling on camera. Like, are there people, I guess, what if you're a little bit shy or like you're not great on camera?
But that's part of it too.
I suppose you're right.
That's who you are. And the other thing too is, again, a lot of artists aren't comfortable with a huge level of that. So what we all often do is say, okay, make it musical. Make it about music. One of our artists had the idea that he'd go, I'll play you the iPhone demo I recorded just there, and then you'll get the next version of it, which is the rough mix, the unmixed faders up version. Then you get the mixed version, then the mastered, and you get to hear that progression. A lot of artists will use old demos that stuff that fans have always wanted. One artist that we work with, she's on our label actually. She said there's one song that all of her fans wanted, and she'd never play it. She never plays it live. She hates the song, and she wrote, "I hate this song. I'm only giving it to you because you guys have asked so patiently. This is the only version of it. Don't share it. Don't play it for anybody like that." And it's the song that made me. It was amazing, but it's just too. And so again, she's a very hands-off person. Some artists will find their voice through these updates. They'll actually find it a way of communicating, because think of it again from that. The labels have often needed you to behave like you're talking to consumers. So it's a very unnatural position for an artist to be in. Hey, we're live at radio station and we are playing new songs from the, it's kind of that awkward. And I think also a lot of times a band will choose a goofy person in the band who can be that voice. The serious, sultry singer. But also found that pledgers have melted the stoniest of hearts in this process, and very rarely, even we did a Jack Bruce campaign.
Wow.
Jack was he shared an unbelievable amount of stories via some video updates that he'd done, but even better, he loved the campaign so much that we organized for 43 pledgers to come to our offices in London and do he did a Q&A with a journalist from the Sunday Times. And he was scheduled to be on for about 45 minutes, and he'd ended up doing an hour and a half, playing a bunch of songs on acoustically. And, you know, pledges were lining up outside the door to our office. And it touched him in a way that would never have happened, because he's like, wow, this is really happening in real time.
Yeah.
He played a couple nights at Ronnie Scott's pledge-only tables. Like, it was like...
It's different than an in-store, I suppose, where
absolutely.
you're there. Yeah.
You know, I'm here promoting my new album. He wasn't.
Yeah.
He was sharing... that, you know, he was telling stories about Clapton and Will. I mean, it was amazing. And then again, for those that couldn't be there, we chopped up parts of it, and it went out. You know, really, I can't emphasize it enough. You know, there's a million ways to buy things, and to not buy things, but there's very few reasons to. And I think that what artists in 2012, 13, 14 are going to have to address is everything can be had for free, or very close to it. So what is it that's going to make you stand out? An amazing song? Yes, of course. Always it's about the quality. But it's, you know, what every successful artist has in common on Pledge is they're very, very talented. They work really, really hard. It's their job. I was the first successful artist on Pledge. I launched it on my own, you know, EP, and I suddenly realized the weight of it. You know, I did 43 video and audio updates.
Wow.
I gave the demos just to prove that it could be done, and mostly so that when an artist says to me that sounds like a lot of work, I'm like,
you did it.
Did it.
Yeah.
And I did it while founding Pledge. And well, you know, so it's possible. You just got to want it, and no one will carry it for you.